Good afternoon. Welcome back to AM 1410 WRMN in Elgin. Hey, it's Wednesday afternoon, 3 o'clock, and it's time to lose weight fast, get rich quick, look young forever, just like Laura Dion-Jones. It's the Laura Dion-Jones Show. Heard here 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock every Wednesday afternoon. Laura, welcome back to the WRMN studios. How are you doing today?
I'm just wonderful.
Two things I'd like to make observations about so our listeners can have a visual.
Yes?
You're wearing sparklies today.
Aren't I?
You are very sparkly.
This is called my Kim Kardashian top.
The Kim Kardashian top.
There's about 200 Swarovski crystal rhinestones on the neckline.
Really?
It's not 200, but isn't there a lot?
Yeah, there's a lot of rhinestones, and that's what the sparkly is.
And what else would you call it but Kim Kardashian?
You've got this big golden
earring
from the left side of your is that an ornament? Is that a Christmas ornament?
What does it say on it?
It's written in pink, and also got some sparklies on it, but it's written pink and it says Diva. The Diva.
This is my Christmas present from Ramona Quintanilla. Thank you, Ramona.
That's wonderful.
Isn't that adorable?
That's
I want to put it somewhere where it's not going to roll around and break here. I want to say Happy Hanukkah to all of our Jewish friends, relatives, neighbors, and only 4 more shopping days left till Christmas, so there's still plenty of time to get Diva here a present. Are all y'all done with your shopping?
Yes, I'm done with my shopping.
What am I going to do with that?
That's my gift to you.
Oh, thank you. I got 2 ornaments now. Val, you done? Yes. Shake the camera. Yes. Okay. You could talk. You could speak. Mikey?
Yes, I'm done.
And are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. We're going to hear who that voice is in 1 second. And speaking of Christmas, I received an e-card from Gordon and Dutch Nellie. Nice. And imagine internet techies at their ages. Who knew, huh? And guess what else? Brenda Rogers is our very special guest today on the Laura Dion-Jones Show here on WRMN 1410 AM. And Brenda is a former Elgin City Council member who is currently running for Kane County Recorder of Deeds. And she's also a long-time... Deeds, meaning good deeds or bad deeds?
Good.
Oh, see? Oh, we got to talk about that. And she's also a longtime Elgin area resident, a spectacular single mom, and a top realtor. We'll be hearing from Brenda in a moment, but first stay right where you are and don't touch that radio dial, because in the studio with us today are Mike Hunziker, a great guy pal, loyal sidekick, trusty board man, Jeff Myers, my wonderful co-host, and of course that what would our YouTube show be? What would our show be without our very own YouTube camera girl, Valerie the Swan?
Hello.
So please stick around, because, as usual, we've got a whole lot of interesting talking lined up for you today. And you're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show on WRMN, 1410 AM. And meanwhile, back at the WRMN Christmas Ranch, today's show is brought to you again by...
The good folks at... We never go this early to commercials, do we?
Well, this isn't a commercial.
Oh, what's good folks? Well, we just set it up. That's right. Clara Leas. And I got a little bit of a cold today, so I sound like Johnny Cash. Ring of fire. Ring of fire. Clara Leas.
And
Diva.
And we'd also like to thank snobhounds.com, a canine clothing company. Think Nike meets Donna Karan, but for canines. And we'd also like to thank Casey Tool, an automotive specialty tool company available through your Snap-on mobile tool distributor. And a very special thank you to Casey for making this show and all of our shows possible. Now, it's usually time for Laura's Motivational Minute right about now. We're going early today because we have a lot to cover. I mean, we have to change up the format every now and then. Threw Jeff off. He's like raising his eyes going, what? Oh. Usually I do a Motivational Minute with a quote, but there's really no quote for this week, but just a Christmas bedtime story.
Oh,
really?
That's good.
Are we ready?
Sure.
You ready?
Sure.
Okay. As you may or may not know, Commit to Get Fit, my Commit to Get Fit, Elgin's Biggest Loser 7 class is going to begin on a Wednesday early in January, either the 4th or the 11th, and the location is still to be announced. We're trying to work things out, Anyway, you want a hint?
Center of Elgin.
Yeah, we're trying to work things out at the center. They're trying to find me a room, and so email, call, write, do whatever you have to do.
Was that a hint, or is that just downright this is how it is?
He whispered it.
Oh, well, that's
I heard it last week on the show.
I
watched
I
on
remember
YouTube.
Saying it.
I heard it on YouTube.
I would have said middle, in between,
Center
right downtown. Yeah, center of Elgin. That's the
9 years old.
We're working on it. We're working on it. So anyway, Amy Norick, who's been helping me, her dad, God bless him, had open heart surgery last Wednesday, and so she's been down in Jacksonville, Florida, and things are moving a little slower, but God bless him. I'm praying for him. And anyway, please go to elgin.bocajump.com/blogs to read my Christmas bedtime story and forward it on to all your friends. And speaking of the bedtime story, ready? Here we go. 'Twas the night before the new Commit to Get Fit Elgin's Biggest Loser 7 weigh-in, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring nor eating a low-carb mouse. The scale was placed on the floor right in front of the fridge in hopes that the carb fairy wouldn't notice their idge. Mickey in her kerchief and Mike in his cap were all settled in with popcorn, Pepsi, their kids, and some snacks, when what to my watering eyes should appear? None other than Laura, the motivational maven, and her Commit to Get Fit pals in all their fine feathered gear. Get up off that sofa, you lazy little sloths. You're looking like Tony Soprano's boys hanging around the Stugatz. Strap on them walking shoes, Mickey, Mikey, and all. Commit to Get Fit with Laura now, or else risk a big health fall. Please help us, cried Mickey, Mike, and the kids. We promise to move more and eat healthier if we only knew what that is. We swear we'll all come commit to get fit and follow your lead. Just tell us there's hope, so we're sure we'll succeed. We're tired of struggling and not getting anywhere. If you'll please show us the way you did it, and then we're sure to get there. We promise we'll give up those unhealthy, poisonous, and nasty old carbs, and we'll even walk every day instead of taking the car. We want to be healthy. We want to get fit. Speedo worthy by summer sounds good too, but we all know our diet, daily cardio, and health's really it. We got to change our workout habits, got to learn something new. We're ready to do whatever it takes, even walking around the block to start. Wait and see. We'll just show you. We've heard all the stories and read your successful stats. We pray your motivational ways will finally help us. We're sick of being fat. And we know we can't accomplish this weight loss thing in just a few days, but we swear on all your fine reindeer we're ready to change our very bad ways. We know we're committing for the longest of hauls. We have to commit to get fit with Laura to show we've got gall.
Oh.
You thought I was going to say something else.
I've been waiting for it.
Laura's class will help you for the rest of your life. It'll teach you healthy eating, moving daily, and will save you from strife. We make Lost It with Laura your new battle cry. Come commit to get fit with Laura and watch your weight vanish in almost the blink of an eye. Everyone wins this weight loss challenge this go round, 'cause the prize is your life and a healthier future, all safe and all sound. So if this isn't compelling enough, even for you, well then, just count those carbs over Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's. Be sure to walk daily and join Laura and her crew in January for a brand new, happier, healthier, more fit you. Happy holidays to you all, and a merry good night.
Oh.
That was
Longer
good,
script
yeah.
than
Did we like
Frosty
that?
had.
Did we like that? Come on.
That was very good.
That was nice.
I had to get it all in.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to rhyme a couple different times.
I know you were
was
waiting.
all right.
Mikey's hand was poised over the button.
It
I could
was.
tell. I
It
could
was.
tell. So, anyway, speaking of a bedtime story, there's a supermom here who knows a lot about such things. So please let's give a warm LDJ welcome to Brenda Rogers, former Elgin City Council member who is currently running for Kane County Recorder of Deeds. And Brenda's also a longtime Elgin area resident and a spectacular mom and a top realtor, as I just said a few minutes ago. Maybe she'll give us some of her life lesson tips today, too. Welcome, Brenda.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. It's wonderful to meet you. Who do you sound like? Who does she sound like?
She sounds like Brenda.
Yeah?
To me, she sounds like Brenda.
Diana Ross. She sounds.
Maybe. I just got a flash of somebody. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming on the Laura Dion-Jones show today. And let me just say that Deb Allen, Kane County Board member, was our special guest on the Laura Dion-Jones show right here last week. And a few weeks ago, we had Illinois State Senator Chris Lawson as a guest, and he's running for Kane County Board Chairman, as you know. And shortly before that, we had Tom Hartwell on, and Tom's a former Kane County Board member, now running for Kane County Circuit Clerk. So this is like Kane County. Welcome to the Kane County Board Review. And now here you are. So just kidding. I love having y'all on, and I like letting everybody know in the area what's going on and get to know some of you outside of just the campaign trail. So why don't we start with you giving us a little bit of info on your background, like who you are and, you know.
Well, again, I'm Brenda Rogers, and I moved to Illinois in 1976 from Mississippi. We moved to Chicago. I attended Calhoun North Elementary School and Edward Jenner Elementary School. moved to Elgin in 1978, attended Larson Middle School, graduated from Elgin High School, and I've been here ever since.
No kidding. Where'd you go to college?
I attended Judson University. I was a part of the first class to graduate when it turned into a university.
No kidding.
Yes.
I love that place.
Yeah, it's a wonderful school.
Mm-hmm.
After I put my daughter through college, my daughter graduated from Larkin High School. After I put her through college, I decided to go back and put myself through college. I wanted to be a role model for my nieces and nephews as well as my daughter.
No way.
Yes. So I returned back to school and received my degree in
2007?
2007. Yes, I did.
That's when it switched names, so good work.
Yes. And
Wow, I'm blown away.
yeah.
Good for you.
So I did that while working full-time.
What were you doing full time?
A realtor.
Okay.
And I also served on Elgin City Council during that time.
No kidding. And got a degree.
Yes.
And what's your degree in? Just curious.
Management and leadership.
Cool.
My bachelor's.
Cool. I hear you're a good leader.
Yes.
Why are you running for Kane County Recorder of Deeds? And for those of us who don't know, what are the most important duties of Recorder of Deeds?
The recorder's office keeps records of the deeds of the land. It dates back to 1837, I believe, on a microfiche. And in 1987, I believe, the recorder's office, everything is computerized from 1987 up until the present time. So the recorder's office keeps records of the land. You can go in and research your property up into the 1800s if you're living in an old home similar to mine. And it also keeps records of individuals that, for judgments or liens, has a office that allows people to come in and copy or scan information as well.
Why would you want to do that? Copy your own information?
Yes.
How old is your house?
My house is, I live in a Sears house, so my house is over 100 years old.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow. In your mind, what exactly do you hope to accomplish as Kane County's new Recorder of Deeds?
Well, the current office, it takes about 14 days for everything to be copied, scanned, and recorded. And I would like to see that time frame narrowed down to about 10 days to get everything done in about 10 days.
So that would expedite all kinds of things. Do you need it as like even when you buy a new house? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I get it now.
Yes.
I'm a little slow on some of these things. Tell us about a little bit about your previous governmental experiences.
Well, I served on Elgin City Council in 2003 to 2007. During that time, I was pretty involved with a lot of the social service organizations within the community, the senior services.
I love working with the seniors,
yes,
don't you?
Yes. The Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th of July parade for the city of Elgin. I did that for 8 years.
No kidding.
Yes. Bethesda Community Development Daycare Center. I was a board member for them for about 3 or 4 years. Served on the board of the League of Women Voters. So I was pretty involved.
Wow, no kidding.
Crisis Center volunteer as well.
Wow. What specifically are some of your accomplishments as a Elgin City Council member? What did you really dig your teeth into when you were on there?
Well, being a realtor, I would go out and I would talk to a lot of the sales associates at a lot of the new development sites. And I knew that from talking to them that the properties weren't selling. So I started seeking ways for individuals to create jobs. So I tracked down a gentleman with the state who, at that time, they were setting aside some jobs, construction jobs, for this area. Mm-hmm. And Elgin didn't have any jobs set aside. So I located the gentleman, had a meeting with him, and was able to get jobs set aside for Elgin. I was able to bring in some organizations within the community to provide jobs for individuals. And one of the things that I'm proud of is when Jennifer Almanza got sick from the senior services, she used to provide lunch on Fridays for our seniors.
No kidding.
Yes.
Okay.
So I contacted a lot of the restaurants in the community and asked them to provide lunch, and they agreed. So
for how many seniors? Give me a for instance.
I'm not sure how many they provided lunch for on Fridays, but I want to say maybe 20 or 30.
Okay.
Probably as high as 50 to 75
Okay.
at times.
Yes.
No kidding.
Sure.
Wow.
And the businesses that did it were Paul's, Nick's, Colonial, Jewel, all of the businesses that I contacted had no problem. They said yes right away, and we did it for about 4 to 6 weeks.
How fabulous.
Yes.
This is the Laura Dion-Jones Show on WRMN, 1410 AM in Elgin, and we are on the air with Brenda Rogers. She is a candidate for Kane County Recorder of Deeds. Brenda, in your mind, what qualities make a good elected official?
Someone who is in contact with the residents, someone who will go out and seek their advice, someone who, once they gather the information, will make the best decision. But I believe that an elected official should make decisions after they've talked to the residents, because the decisions, we're there to make decisions on behalf of our constituents, not on our own. So one of the things that I did was I would do neighborhood chats. So I would go out to the various neighborhood groups and talk to them to find out what their concerns were when I was on city council. And many of the neighborhood groups told me that I was the first person, Elgin City Council member, to ever do that. So I believe in being in contact with our residents or with the county residents in order to find out what their needs are.
I think that's a terrific idea, because I've heard that going to door to door is as a campaigner is one of the greatest strengths someone running for political office can have. And I also understand that this is how Dave Captain unseated our former mayor. And I also understand Deborah Allen's popularity is so strong because of it, because she does the same thing. And there's certainly something to be said for pressing the flesh and going door to door.
Yes.
How important is it for the Recorder of Deeds to work closely with other King County board members, like, to really get things done? You know what I mean?
The recorder's office, it's my understanding, works pretty close with the treasurer's office. So I believe having a good relationship with all of the board members and all of the other departments would be very good for everyone.
Plus, it's just good to keep all the doors and the channels open, don't
Correct.
you think? Just in case, because you never know
Yes.
when you're going to need something. I remember back in the day in Chicago politics, remember Jane Byrne? Remember y'all when
Yes.
Jane
Yes.
Byrne ran? And she was like, at the time, and please forgive me, Eddie Burke, because at the time when everybody was a bad boy, back in the day, we were all bad boys, bad girls. It was the unholy cabal, as I think Royko called them. It was Eddie Burke, Eddie Verdoliak, and Pat Hewells. And her thing was like, she's going to get in there and she's going to change everything, and she's going to stand up to them. And when she got in there, the first few months were a nightmare for her. I remember, because I knew her personally. She could get nothing done without their help. So you got to keep, you just got to kind of keep the what do you call it? The channels of communication open, correct?
Open communication.
How do you feel about partisan politics, and do you feel they really play a big part in the day-to-day politics, say, of local, like Elgin Council, King County Board? Do you think there's some of it in that level, as opposed to the Washington, D.C. and the Springfield people?
For me, I can only speak for me. I am there, or I will be there for the residents. So party politics wouldn't play a part for me, because you have to be able to get along with everyone. Whether there's a Republican or a Democrat or an independent, you have to be able to get along with everyone for the betterment of the position and the betterment of the residents.
I agree. And you know something? Why do we have parties anyway, kind of? If we all have to get along and we all need a common goal and we all got to lift the country up and out of this recession.
Choice.
But choice is good and bad.
Brenda's right, though. In the city council, you couldn't know if the mayor is a Democrat or Republican. The particular race was no factor as far as the everyday running of Elgin.
Okay.
It wasn't Democratic or Republican at all. It was all name.
Right. Nonpartisan.
As far as being in groups, it's human nature. Put people in groups. There's groups everywhere since the beginning of time. You're this tribe. You're this native. You're from this country. You're this color. You're this religion. You just put yourself in groups, and safety in numbers. Why would you be a Democrat? Because there's more Democrats. I want to be a Democrat because I want to join this party. So it's stronger. We're stronger. Why are there unions? Because you're stronger as a union.
That's
union
true.
of people.
That's true.
That's just my opinion.
Sometimes I don't think of things like that. I'm more aesthetic and ethereal in nature.
Well, I liked what Jeff brought up as far as not being a partisan when it comes to city council and mayors. I don't know what party you're with. I like that.
I like
fact
that
a
too.
lot.
I like that too. Absolutely.
Although at the same time, you could say that it's good to have it that way. I can't look at anybody in this room and find out what you actually stand for. If you tell me you're Republican, I know right away there are some certain standards that Republicans believe in.
I get you.
So it kind of is an identifier as well.
Yeah.
So
I get you. Me personally, if I like someone, it's because of their core beliefs and values and not some political stuff, you know? That's just how I am now. Why should King County residents vote for you?
Well, as I stated, I am a go-getter. I think my track record proves that. I, again, put myself through school while working full-time and serving on Elgin City Council. I have no problem with, if there is a concern with our residents, finding a solution for it and not giving up until I find the solution.
Good for you. I got to ask you something, and this relates to your college degree and, you know, everything. How old were you when you got it? How long did it take you to get it? I mean, not that we're going to do the math to figure out how old you are. Here's where I'm going with this question. There are other women out there like you, Hispanic, African American, white, purple, green, yellow, orange, that are in the shoes you were in. They're working full-time. They're putting 1, 2 kids, whatever, through school, and they think they can't do it.
Right.
They think it ain't for me. How'd you do it? How long did it take you? And how old were you when you started?
I was 29. No, seriously. I was 44 when I finished.
You started at 29 and you finished at 44.
Laura, no, come on.
No, I was 29 when I finished.
Sounds like
it was
something
a
I would
joke,
do.
Lori. It was a joke.
I know. I know. That's why I'm teasing you back. I know. I mean, I'm not that stupid. 15 years? No. See, I could do math, too.
Yeah.
Let's start, because we want to motivate these young people, these women, and also men.
Yeah.
Also guys out there, you know. They're working, and you're 29, you're 44, you're 35, you're 62. There was a woman not long ago that got her college degree like at 72 because it was something she always wanted to do.
Right.
So I have goosebumps. Maybe by the time I'm 90, I'll be a PhD. Anyway, I just wanted, where I was going with that question was not to embarrass you, was not to say, okay, how old is she or anything like that. I wanted listeners out there and friends of friends who could tell people, you know, Brenda Rogers, she went to school when she was 44, she got her degree and this and that.
Yeah.
I want them to know what you're made of. Go ahead.
Well, again, for me, my daughter knew at a young age that college, she had to go to college. She knew that there was no other option, that she must get a college degree. So in order for me to stress the importance to her of having a college education, I felt that I needed it.
No kidding.
So, and I have nieces and nephews that I love dearly and that I want them to get a college education. So I felt that in order for me to preach to them about the importance of education, it was just as important for me to have it. And I want my daughter to go back and get her master's, so sometime in the near future I will go back and get my master's.
God bless you.
Didn't your daughter want to become a broadcaster at one time?
Yes, she did. She did. And actually, I think she talked with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
So she finished her education, and what's she doing now then?
She's working in California, and she's actually listening as we
well, hello.
speak.
What's her name?
Her name is LaToya.
LaToya?
Yes.
Go get that master's or else.
She's working in California on her acting career.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
Yes.
Exciting.
So, and she's managed to land a few, what do they call them?
Parts?
Yes, parts as,
Extras?
yes. So she's
In movies
managed-
that we know, titles that we know,
I couldn't.
shows we know?
I wouldn't be able to. She did do. I can't recall it, but she did do a few things, extras, and she managed to open up her own company. So she's an entrepreneur.
What does she do?
She does property preservation
Wow.
out there, and she's been doing it for a year and a half, and she's pretty successful at it.
No kidding. What does that mean, property preservation?
She has a crew that goes in and do work for REO properties, which are bank-owned properties.
Okay.
Bring them back to restore them back so that the banks can sell them.
No kidding.
She must be busy now, for heaven's sake.
Yes.
That's prominent now.
Yes.
It's a great way to get those homes moving.
You know, there was something on TV the other day. I
Cleveland.
can't remember. Cleveland. You saw it in Cleveland.
60 Minutes.
60 Minutes, where they're tearing down the houses.
Yeah, they can't sell them, so again, I can't talk today.
You try.
But the value goes down if that house is vacant, as you know. So Cleveland's decided, let's tear them down. we'll just tear these basically good houses down.
Okay.
And protect the rest of the neighborhood.
Because they're being, what's the word,
Abandoned,
vandalized?
ripped off, yeah.
Yes.
Everything's going, the copper, the piping, the
Being
wires.
stripped out.
Stripped out, that's
Oh,
the
my
word. I
goodness.
couldn't think. Did you see
Yeah.
it 60 Minutes Sunday?
No, I can just imagine.
I was
though.
weeping.
It was humbling. Yeah,
Oh,
It
my
was
goodness.
humbling, wasn't it? I have goosebumps just talking about it. So that's a good thing. And I don't understand the mentality that Cleveland, well, I understand why they took that tack, but also the money that it's costing them to do it was how many?
Oh, it was millions,
50
hundreds of millions, but it was just their way of doing something, I guess. They thought, well, nothing's happening, so we'll just protect the rest of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
Valuing the land.
And have open land if you do come back in the future.
Valuing the land, yes.
Well, and just like that, it's halftime. So hold those thoughts about your valuable land. And we'll be right back in a moment to dish about some current topics that have piqued our interest, and we know yours too, or we hope yours too. So stay tuned, because you're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show on WRMN, 1410 AM. And we'd like to thank our very special sponsors.
They would include Dr. Claire Leas. Have we talked about Dr. Claire lately? Well, we have. We should. She's located at 2001 Larkin Avenue, as you know. You know that already. Check. Also, you can phone her up at 847-888-9988. Check. You got that. And now, pan left for the camera. Look at the perfect posture for Diva. Diva's got the perfect posture after being with Dr. Claire Leas, chiropractic wise. So exhibit A with that. So congratulations to both.
Actually, I was with her last night.
Okay. Mealtime? What did you have back work or what?
I had back work, but we went to a seminar, and then we went to have Japanese food at Sakura, and we had some quality girl time. It was like a Christmas get-together.
A full social day when you go to Dr. Claire Leas.
And a big thanks to Snob Hounds and Casey Tool, weekly sponsors of ours, without whom our show would not be possible. Actually, I'm trying to get a little group together, and Claire is the first one that threw her hat in the ring. I think we want to climb Mount Fuji.
Really?
Of the 7 summits,
Wow.
Fuji's the easiest.
Okay.
And they have people that are in their 80s and 90s doing it, because they have, like, ropes. You don't need crampons and pitons and ice axes and none of that stuff to climb Fuji. And so I'm thinking, why not?
That sounds like a remote to me.
Wow,
like a
and
good
here
time.
we are coming from the top of Mount
Oh, my
Fujiyama
goodness.
in beautiful downtown Japan.
And for Laura's listeners, you're dead serious about this. You're gonna
oh
do
my
it.
God, yes.
She's gonna do it.
We're saving our money. We want to, and you know who else I think we should get enlist besides Brenda Rogers? Deb Allen. I saw the sparkle in her eye when I mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of, I think, boomer gal.